Welcome. Bienvenue, bienvenida, welcome. So those are a few languages to greet you and welcome you to our yoga event. How's the echo? Is it okay? Yeah, okay. So we're here today gathered on Saskatoon, Minnesota, the land of the Saskatoon berries, to celebrate International Yoga Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, and the summer solstice, which are all on June 21st. So we're delighted that you came. This is our first, maybe annual, we'll see, event like this. And we have our team of people at the front who have been organizing. So I'd like to invite now Joseph Natalhau and Cheryl Lirondell to join us. Hi, Rachel. To start us with the Migamawin song.
May I take a photo here if you allow? Just group. Thank you.
Okay. Am I being picked up? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm pretty loud. All right. Well, if you noticed on the poster, there was syllabics on the poster, and Erica got them gratis. Rachel's dad, Leo Iakato, he's like Joseph, he's a fluent Cree speaker, and I just wanted to explain the relevance of those four symbols that are on there. In Cree, pe means they're all directional. Those glyphs are all directional. So pe means something is moving towards you. Pe. Pe means something is cutting across your horizon line. So, for instance, if someone's walking past you, pempahta, they're cutting across your horizon line. Po means you're getting onto or into something, and pa means it's rising up out of the earth. So that's kind of the relevance of those symbols being here for International Yoga Day, is that it's extremely connected to the earth, and it's extremely connected to how we are relational to each other. Take this off.
Normally this first song would be sung in the mornings, but we're going to sing it towards evening here. It's also an evening song. It's about waking up, hearing the birds. I heard a bird, I heard a little bird. And here on this land, seeing how beautiful the land is. So that's a song, it's about land and the birds and other birds.
And we're singing it because of the relationship, not of the train, but the relationship to the sun salutation. How the sun salutation is done in the morning to greet the day, and how it's yoga is traditionally in warmer climates than ours, done outside. So that song relates
ourselves to the earth, unifying ourselves with the rest of the world. So it'd be fitting to sing this song
See what's
for all of us, all over the world, all over the planet. Here we go.
Chorus. Singing is the best.
We are all one people. We all come from one creation, way on high. We are all one nation under one great sky, you and I. We are all one people. We are all one color in her We are all one people. We all come from one creation, way on high. We are all one nation under one great sky, you and I. We are all one people. We are all one color in his We are all one people. We are all one nation. We are all one color if we try.
Go.
Thank you all. Thank you, Joseph and Cheryl. Joseph wrote that song and it's traveled all over the world. It's been used and picked up in the United Church and lots and lots of places that we don't even know. So thank you for bringing your Nigamsuin gifts. And both Joseph and Cheryl have been practicing yoga for many years and many decades. And so maybe Joseph will share a few more thoughts at the end because these are our knowledge keepers and we're really grateful to have their presence. So I'd like to invite those at the rear to come a little forward, not to be shy, and I'll introduce everyone who's been part of planning this event. So to my far left is Dr. Poonam Pawa. She teaches at the university in the Department of Community Health, and she's a long-time student of yoga. And beside her is her husband, Dr. Ranveer Pawa, who's an Ayurvedic doctor. So how many have seen Dr. Pawa and his practice? Maybe some of you know his work to do this. My name is Erica Faye. I'm a Scandinavian Canadian. Thank you very much for coming to the front. And really, really grateful to be here to share my love of yoga and my learning from Indigenous peoples and to celebrate with you today. And to my right is Dinesh Kumar, and he teaches at the Sri Lakshmi Narayan Temple, and he has a wealth of knowledge and has been practicing since a teenager, so we're very happy to have him part of our team. And to his right is Rachel Pickler, and she teaches at the yoga at the YWCA here. Yoga at the YWCA. She has a following of almost 18K on her YouTube channel, and she's been teaching all through the pandemic, keeping people fit. So how many of these are yoga students from Rachel today? Lots of representation from Rachel's friends and family, so thank you. And then to my far right is Shayna Thomas, and she's an educator and entrepreneur, and she's a graduate of the Indigenous Yoga Teacher Training Program, which she'll be telling us about later. And over here demonstrating is Tess. She's also a student, and her husband beside her. So welcome to all of you, and I will hand it over now to Dr. Paula.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, I'm going to actually, good afternoon and namaste everyone. Thanks for coming to celebrate with us the International Yoga Day and the Indigenous Peoples Day. So in the next 5 to 6 minutes, I will be talking about very briefly about the origin of yoga and the philosophy of yoga. Yoga comes from the Sanskrit root yuj, which means union. Union of breath, body and mind as a one unit to bring harmony and balance in all aspects of our life. As one yogi said very nicely, and I really like it, I read in one of the yoga journals, he said, yoga is the science of the soul, yoga is the science of self, yoga is an art, and yoga is a way of life. It helps us to become aware of our deepest nature. Yoga is a tradition which dates back over 5,000 years. It was an oral tradition where yoga teachings were transmitted from teacher to student. It was approximately 300 BC, and sage named Patanjali who codified the entire yoga philosophy into a classic work known as the Yoga Sutras. Sutra means thread of wisdom. So there are 196 Yoga Sutras, and they are concise and compact, and they cover all the various facets of life, why people suffer, and what are the causes of sufferings, and how to cure them. They teach us to live with intention. All these sutras are interconnected, and when they are joined, they become a garland of, or they make a garland of wisdom. All forms of yoga, such as hot yoga and other type of yoga, if you've heard the names, they are based on the concept of Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga yoga is a combination of two words, Asht and Ang. Asht means 8 and Ang means limb. So there are 8 limbs of yoga. And these limbs are ethical guidelines which teach us how to live vibrant and meaningful life. So before I talk about these limbs, I'm going to give you a definition of health by World Health Organization. According to WHO, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of a disease or infirmity. Now, most of us, we are familiar that yoga improves our physical and mental health and spiritual health. But how does it improve our social health? So that's what I'm going to talk. So the very first limb or very first component of yoga, which is known as yam, it consists of social discipline guidelines that are meant to improve our social health. It's just I have a limited time, so I cannot talk about what are these yamas and how they improve our social health. The second limb of yoga is known as niyam, and niyam consists of self-discipline guidelines that are meant to improve human personality. So first limb improves the social health, the second improves our own human personality. The third limb of yoga, but before I explain the third limb, the values taught in the first and second limbs of yoga are universal values They are not affected by time, place, and class or race. They were true 5,000 years ago, they are true now, and they will be true forever because they help us to maintain harmonious relationship with other people and at the same time to live or to have an inner tranquil inner life. The third limb of Ashtanga Yoga is the first conscious step on the path of yoga, and that consists of various physical postures. That's how we start our yoga journey, by learning the different postures. And these different postures, the regular practice of these postures have direct impact on our mind, and it generates energy. When we retain in the pose, this energy is equally distributed in our body, and when we go out of the pose, it protects the energy, preventing it from scattering. The fourth limb of Ashtanga Yoga is Pranayama. Pranayama is again a combination of two words. Prana is life force or the vital energy that we breathe in, and ayam is to stretch, extend, or expand. So pranayama is to expand your vital energy. And pranayama prepares us for the next limb of the yoga, which is the fifth limb, and it is also the gateway for the sixth limb of the yoga. So the fifth limb of yoga is pratyahar. Pratyahar is again a combination of two words. Prati means against or away, ahar is food. So going against food. So when I'm talking about yoga, food means the food or the things we intake with our senses. So the food for eyes is to see, for ears is to hear, for nose to smell, for mouth or tongue is to taste, and for hands to touch. So we should not overload our senses. Once we start overloading our senses, it hinders our progress. So pratyahar is a bridge between the first four limbs, which are known as external limbs, and the last three limbs, which are known as internal limbs. So sixth limb of Ashtanga Yoga is dharana. It is a Sanskrit word which means concentration of the mind, where awareness is fixed on one point. We can concentrate our mind either by focusing on the external object or something internal like breath. The seventh limb of yoga is dhyana. Dhyana is a prolonged dharana. It's meditation, to engage yourself in a mental exercise. The last and the eighth limb of yoga is samadhi. Samadhi, sam means equal and adi means being. So this is adhere equally and nurture each aspect of your being, that is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So to summarize, the regular practice of yoga promotes our social, emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual health. Social emotional health is improved by practicing the first two limbs, yam and niyam. Physical health is improved by practicing third and fourth, that is yogasana and pranayama. Mental health is improved by practicing pranayama and pratyahar. And spiritual health is improved by practicing the last three limbs, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. Yeah, it's a minute. I will just do a brief, I don't know what time it is, just for some meditation. So, and then after that, we'll start with yoga exercises or yoga postures. So as I said, the seventh limb of yoga is meditation, that is to engage yourself in a mental exercise. So there are many types of meditation techniques. The most common are concentrating on your breath or chanting mantra. So we will be doing today the first type of meditation, that we will focus on our breath. Okay? So you sit straight, your spine should be straight, rotate your shoulders and make sure they align with your ears. But before we start focusing on our breath, I'll just talk a little bit about inhalation and exhalation. So inhalation is also known as pura. It is the inflow of the cosmic energy, which is for our growth and progress. And after inhalation, we retain the breath as long as we can, which is known as kumbha. And once you start feeling uncomfortable, you exhale. Exhale is known as Recha, and this is the outflow of individual energy to unite with the cosmic energy. And it quietens and silences our brain. So when I start meditation, I think I have no music, so I'll just go without music. But when you inhale, make sure when you're inhaling the cosmic energy, you fill your lungs completely, you fill your bronchial tubes, your windpipe, and your aerial cells. And when you're ready to exhale, make sure you completely empty your lungs, your bronchial tubes, your aerial cells, and your windpipe. And after exhalation, you always give a pause, which is known as Bahay Kumbhan. So we'll start with meditation, and I'll just, approximately when it's 3 minutes, I'll just ask you to stop. Just focus. So as I said, sit straight, spine straight, your chin towards your chest, but not touching your body, and completely concentrate on your breath. You can open your eyes slowly. And next we'll start yoga postures with Dinesh Yadav. Stuck. See that? You can open. It's
a new hairdo.
You can open.
There you go.
Fine.
hear. I can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Make no.
Namaste everyone. You hear me okay?
Yep.
So like Dr. Pava said earlier that there are two main means to meditate. One is like she said, focusing on the breath. Second one is chanting mantras. So I would like to chant some of the common mantras used in the yoga system, but there are many mantras out there. So just the very common and very popular ones. Mostly mantras they start with the word Om. Okay, so Om is nothing related to any religion or God. Om is just the sound of the vibrations of this whole universe. So even you can try sometime. You just close your mouth and everything, and then you just hum, just vibrate your throat. So when you end, you will say, you are saying Om. So that is the sound of the universe, and the whole universe is vibrating. So if you create your own vibrations within you, so if you want to meditate, you can meditate through these vibrations as well. And then you go into that. So I'm going to chant some mantras quickly. The first mantra is to respect for our gurus. Without guru, I could not be or cannot be what I am today. So we always respect and dedicate the first greetings to the guru. Om Gur Brahma Gur Vishnu Gur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Please keep your focus, your attention inward, close to your heart. When I chant mantras, it can really bring some peace in you. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mritu Ma Amritam Dhamaya. Om Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Sukhino Samasto Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Basically, all these mantras were bringing peace and inclusiveness within you, outside you, into the whole universe, kind of making the whole universe educated. Okay, so from now on, I will continue on some of the asanas. So before we go into asanas, we'll have to stretch a little bit. So please extend your both hands on the side. Stretch your fingers tightly. Open, close, open, close. Just lubricate your phalanges, the small joint. Just twist your wrist around 2 times, 5 times one direction, 5 times in another direction. In Yogasana, your body and joints should be lubricated before you go into them, otherwise they're going to hurt you. Okay? Now you can bring both hands up and you can look up. Give a nice stretch of your shoulders, your both arms. Bring your hands down. One hand on your right hand on your right knee. Bring other hand over your head. Go all the way, touching your ear, and just bend on the other side. You can look at the palm on your head. Okay, we do the same thing on the other side. It's important in yoga. We do coordination-wise. We do on both sides whatever we do, so that the balance is important. Okay, bring up. Bring both your hands the back. You can interlock your fingers. Gently pull your both shoulders and just lean a little bit forward. Give a nice stretch. Keep breathing gently, in and out. Okay, lift yourself up, release your fingers, both hands back already. So please stand up on your mat. So I'll walk you through the Surya Namaskara, or we call sun salutation. So most yoga, yoga is done in the morning every day. So with empty stomach, your bowel is clear, and then you go outside in fresh air and do yoga. So Surya Namaskara or sun salutation is combination of different asanas. So it's very good. If you don't have time, you just do it 5 times and you are done. So just follow and look at the demos as well if you need some help. So inhale, both hands up. Exhale, bend forward. You can bend your knee gently. Don't hurt your knees. Put your both hands on the floor, on the mat. Inhale, you take one leg, right leg out. Another leg out. Exhale, you go down. Extend your toes. And inhale, lift your upper body up into low Cobra Pose. You can go as much as you can. This is a very good pose for your lower back, making a good stretch of your spine. Okay, twist your toes. You can lift yourself up into down-facing dog, or called Adho Mukha Svanasana in Sanskrit. Give a nice stretch here. Try to put the whole foot or the sole on the mat so that you can give a nice stretch on your calf. Inhale, you can bring your one foot forward, right foot forward between your hands and look up. You can release your other knee on the floor, on the mat as you want. If you can hold it, it's fine. Inhale, you can bring other one as well, front. Still bending down there. You can keep your knees bending, or you can straight completely and touch your floor, depending on your capacity. Then inhale, bend your knees, and then come up gently all the way up. And bring your hands back to the heart center. So that's the one round, the simplest form of sun salutation. There are different versions, but we are just doing on the one because different level of yoga here. Okay, one more round this time, and then you can make your own flow, okay? Inhale, exhale, go down, both hands on the floor. Inhale, one foot out, another foot out. Go down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lift your chest up into Cobra Pose. Look up, give a stretch. Lift your hips towards up toward the sky into down facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Give a nice stretch here. Generally we keep 5 breaths in these positions. Okay? Inhale, bring one foot forward, right foot forward between your both hands. Take your time, don't rush. Look up. Inhale, bring the other foot forward. Still bending, still your hands are on the floor. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, back to the center, heart center. So that is the sun salutation. You should do it as much as you can in the morning. If you are rushing, you don't have time, just do this one. So because it engages most part of your body and joints. So that ends my session here, and I will pass on to Rachel and she will continue.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. Great. You guys, your arms at your sides, take a big inhale, reach up, really look up. Your exhale, fold forwards all the way down. Take an inhale, lift just halfway, lift your chest halfway, really lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, and you can walk your feet back into your downward facing dog. Take a nice big breath in, big breath out. If you'd like to bring your feet together, you can do so. With an inhale, you might even lift your right foot up into the air, maybe not. But look between your hands, we're going to bring our right foot all the way up to the top of your mat. Keep your knee lifted if you can. We're going to drop our back heel and then come up to standing. So if you come up and you want to adjust your feet so that your belly button shines forward. Warrior one, reach your arms up. Maybe look up. If you'd rather have your hands together in front of your heart, you can do that too. Soften your shoulders. Take a nice big breath. In, out. Nice job, you guys. With an inhale, we're just going to turn to the left side, warrior two. Turn your belly button to the left. Maybe pivot your feet a little bit. Bend your front knees. Reach your arms out. Breathe. Nice job, guys. Next inhale, we're going to start to reach our right arm up, look up and lean back, reverse warrior. Your left hand can stay on your back leg, or maybe it's going to come to your low back, or maybe even the right hip. Maybe you're going to bend your front knee just a little bit. Your knees and inhale, let's come back into warrior two. Come back, reach your arms up. Gaze forward if you can. Take a nice big inhale, and using the exhale, just bring your hands down to your mat in any way that feels good for you. You can bring your back foot up to the top as well. Take an inhale, lift halfway, just the chest, lengthen your spine. Let the exhale bring you down again. Plant your hands. Find downward dog. Awesome work, you guys. Downward dog. Need to rest on your knees. Take a rest. Take a nice big breath here. The option, we're just going to switch sides. So if you want to bring your feet together, bring them together. If not, that's completely fine. Take an inhale. The left foot might lift. Inhale. Look forward. Bring your foot to the top of your mat. Help it get there. Take your time. And drop your back heel. Find your way up to standing for your warrior one, and just if you need to. Belly button shining forward, arms reaching up. Your shoulders fall from your ears. Maybe your hands are in front of your heart. Maybe you're going to look up a little bit more. Take another breath here. And then use an inhale, turn to the right. Open up for your warrior two. Maybe the feet move around. Put your arms out. Maybe you can spread those fingers a bit wide. If you're looking behind you, maybe look to your front fingertips instead. So if you guys feel a love for the
entire body getting nice and warm on this hot day. With your next inhale, start to reach your left arm up. Maybe look up as well. Tip back, reverse warrior. The right hand might find your low back, or that left hip, or might just stay nice and light on your back leg. Feel the nice breeze on your face. Enjoy that. So the inhale, bring you back into your warrior two. Maybe that front knee bends just a little more. Maybe not. Your shoulders fall from your ears again. Take another big inhale. With the exhale, bring your hands down to your mat or just step your back foot up. Take an inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands again. Step back into your downward facing dog. Nice job, you guys. Just take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to bring our knees down to our mat. All the way down. Once you're on your hands and your knees, just cross your ankles and then have a seat. We're going to come to laying down. If you do want to flip around, whichever way you want to face, that's up to you. I'm going to pass things off to Shane. Thank you.
All right, so find a lying down position, looking up towards the sky, finding comfort, finding some great stillness in this Cobra Pose. Option to check in with yourself, check in with your body, notice any emotion that you might feel or sensations in your body. And we're going to begin with wind relieving pose. You're going to bend your right knee, bring it nice and close to your body. Using your arms to give that right knee a little hug. Beautiful. Squeezing that knee into our belly so that we get a nice inner massage for those organs. Breathing deeply into the spaces that we're stretching. Practicing mindfulness. Focusing our intention and intentions on how our body is feeling. Option to stay as long as you'd like if it feels really good, but if you're ready to move on, we're going to release that knee and then grab onto our opposite knee, pulling it close to our chest. Another little self-love hug. Focusing on your body, but also bring your awareness to what you can hear. Perhaps you hear the birds, children playing. We're trying to maintain this focus. Releasing that posture, we're going to get ready for thread the needle. So bringing your heels towards your sit bones, bending your knees. We're going to take our right ankle and cross it over our left knee. Option to stay here, but if you're looking for a deeper stretch, you can reach through the number 4 that you made with your hands and your legs. Reach for the back of your hamstring, or perhaps your calf, your shin. Finding the posture that your body is asking for today. In these restorative poses, we want to make sure that we're not using our muscles to hold us up, but we're easing into the stretches. Feeling a nice stretch in that right hip. enjoying some stillness in our often busy lives. Sometimes we need to slow down to speed up. Releasing that side, we're going to do the same stretch. Thread the needle on the opposite side. Left ankle crosses over right knee or right thigh. Option to stay here or grab for your hamstring or your shin. But being mindful of what your body is asking of you. Ahimsa, non-harming. When we do these postures, we want to listen to our bodies and know our limits as to not cause harm to ourselves or others. Couple more deep breaths in this posture. Releasing this posture, we're going to get ready for a supine lift. So with our knees still bent, we're going to take our arms and outstretch them in opposite directions, like big letter T. Might feel nice to take cactus arms, or you can outstretch them in opposite directions. Bringing your knees close to your chest, we're going to try to keep both shoulder blades on the ground as our knees splay over to one side. And a reminder, in these restorative postures, we're not using our muscles to hold ourselves up. We're really sinking into the postures, the asana, letting our body relax. You can deepen this stretch by taking your gaze and looking in the opposite direction that your knees are facing. Beautiful adjustments. Feeling that twist in our thoracic or mid-back. Breathing deeply, experiencing how good it feels to take deep breaths. If you've taken your gaze and looked to the side, I invite you to look up towards the sky again, either using your hands to assist you or just your abdominals. We're going to bring our knees back over our body, knees close to our chest so that we feel the twist in our mid-back and not our lower back. We're going to twist in the opposite direction. As before, we have the opportunity to deepen the stretch a little bit by taking our gaze and looking in the opposite direction that our knees are facing. I see we have some eagle legs. That's also a really great way to deepen the stretch and provide some different options. Bringing your attention to the breath. Always checking in with our breath and using that as an anchor. Using your hands to assist you or your abdominal muscles. Knees are going to come back over our body. And now we're going to give our knees a little hug. Another self-love hug. It might feel good to rock back and forth, side to side, giving our back a nice massage. Feeling the support of Mother Earth below us. She's always there for us. We can always count on her to provide healing or support. And then for the next minute or so, I invite you all to help me close out your practice in a way that feels right to you. Perhaps you want to take Happy Baby, where we're grabbing onto our calves or the outsides of our feet, rocking back and forth. Perhaps shoulder stand, and I would be careful on the slant, but perhaps shoulder stand is speaking to you today. But just moving in a way that your body is asking of you and providing it love that way. I see some happy babies. Supine cobbler's pose or butterfly pose is also very restorative. Just taking any more movements that your body is asking. I see some plows. Beautiful, and I love the variations. All of our yoga practices are so unique, as it should be, as we are so unique. We'll allow a little bit more time just to allow that space for people to explore their bodies. But if you are ready to move on, we're going to find our final asana, our final corpse pose or Shavasana. Finding a comfortable position, palms might face up to receive the love all around us. Adjusting our bodies, wiggling in any way that we need to find the most comfortable position. I like to take the fleshy parts out from under my sit bones so I can really feel comfortable. Slight humble chin as we bring our chin a little closer to our body. That will allow a nice straight spine. And in our Shavasana, we're going to enjoy the good music, the good healing provided by Joseph and Cheryl. Staying in this Cobra Pose, and hi Miigwech, Cheryl and Joseph, we're going to end with a loving kindness meditation. So we're going to think about sending loving kindness to ourselves first and then outwards into the world. Loving kindness, sometimes called metta or compassion meditation, helps us to build more compassion for ourselves and for all of our relations. We're going to first start by thinking about ourselves. And in our mind, we're going to think these phrases. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be at peace. Feeling any sensations or emotions that you might meet in this loving kindness meditation. We're next going to send this loving kindness to those that are closest to us, those that are family, our friends, the ones that take up the most space in our hearts. Perhaps you might picture a bright light shining from your heart space and traveling all the way to their heart spaces. And we're going to send this loving kindness to them, thinking the phrases, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be at peace. Lastly, thinking about all the wonderful humans in this park, in this city, this country, thinking of all the beings on Mother Earth, thinking of the land animals, the flyers, the insects, the crawlers, the swimmers, thinking of Mother Earth and the water spirits. We're going to send this energy universal. In your mind, you can think, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be at peace. Taking a couple of deep breaths, perhaps sighing it out. When you're ready, we're going to slowly return to this space and time by wiggling our fingers, wiggling our toes. It might feel nice to reach your hands above your head, getting a nice stretch. When you're ready, you can bring your knees towards your chest, trying to maintain your eyes closed for as long as possible. A slow re-entry into this time and space. Letting your body fall to one side in the fetal position. Slowly, we're going to make our way to a seated position. When you're there, you can open your eyes, taking as much time as you need. And on behalf of the teachers, I would like to say Miigwech and Namaste. That will conclude the asana practice that we have for you all today. I hope you were able to find some joy in that movement. I know Erica's going to say a couple of things, but I'll briefly talk about.
Can you all hear me if I do this? Okay. I'll briefly talk about the Sask Indigenous Yoga Association. So last summer, I was fortunate enough to attain my 200-hour yoga teacher certificate through the Sask Indigenous Yoga Association. And the Sask Indigenous Yoga Association, or SIA, is doing lots of really great work to bring yoga to Indigenous communities. So kind of by recruiting and teaching
Thank you. Let's give a big round of applause for our teachers here, Shana, Rachel, Dinesh, and Kanamji. Thank you for all of you for coming. Can you hear me okay if I speak without the mic? Yeah, okay. So this is our first time doing this, like I say, and we had no idea how it would go, but a team of us got together and started planning, and everything came together just beautifully. And this is such a love for all of us that unites all of us, and to share it with you on this land, Mother Earth, whether it's the Hindu tradition or the Indigenous traditions, there's always the acknowledgement of the land that we're upon, and that's something that we hold in common, and the wind, the Ayu Dev or the Pawan Dev, and so we have all the energies with us here, and traditional yoga's outside. I have this Lululemon bag. Shane is a rep for Lululemon, ambassador. So if you have any contribution that you'd like to offer, I'll just start circulating it. We did get insurance because this is our first time. We didn't want anyone to get injured and have any problems with any insurance issues. So we have a little bit of cost. So if you would like to donate, and then like Shana said, the remainder of our cost will go to the SIA program.
There we go. How much
Support Indigenous yoga teachers. So I'll maybe get the mic. So Cheryl's gonna test it.
Oh, it's turned down.
Okay. Testing. There we go. Is it better with the mic? Yeah. Okay. So if you didn't get a handout, Dr. Pawa's talk is on the handout. She also teaches at the Sri Lakshmi Narayan Temple, and at the university, a class on yoga sometimes, or maybe one coming up. As I said, Dinesh teaches at the temple, Rachel here at the Y, and we want to say thank you to the Y. They've been a support for us for doing this. And Shana teaches in different places, I think, and she can be reached online. So all of our contact information is there, and we really ask that you. We have some treats for you. So we have some sponsors. I'll let Dinesh to talk about that, and if you can thank our supporters by visiting them, and if you're looking for a place to take yoga and go to the gym. How many of you are already YWCA members? Okay, quite a few. Wonderful. They do wonderful work in the community. I want to do a shout out to my yoga students. Give a wave, my yoga students. And I wanted to just invite Joseph to share a few thoughts, because he is our knowledge keeper, and then I'll hand it over to Dinesh to tell us about our snacks. So we don't want you to leave before you have a chance to have some snacks, but Joseph has been a long-time practitioner of yoga, and is a knowledge keeper, very well respected throughout our province and beyond. So I'll just hand it over to Joseph.
I didn't expect to do hot yoga today.
Hard yoga and clothes.
Yes, and clothing. It says in my T-shirt here that I got gifted one day. It says, "Do yoga naked at home." Today. So yoga is something that happens, and that it's not something that can actually be explained, because you do it. It's something you do. When I met my teacher, who was here, living for quite a while here, her name was Wangchuk, or Anna McDonough, and she was German, and she was a Buddhist, and she also a practitioner of Iyengar yoga. And I was a bad boy one time, and I got tired of being bad. on the soul level. And whenever, like, it's time for that transformation or transition into clearing, old baggage, because as a lot of you know, I'm a survivor from residential school, and a lot of us came out of that really damaged, all kinds of behavioral problems. We caused a lot of problems for ourselves and other people. Luckily, I didn't go too deep into that trauma, like alcohol or drugs. I did different things. A couple hours to explain that, but I'll just cut to the chase. But what happened was when I met Wangchuk, she was teaching at Ruskayak, which is the Catholic school board, the school up on the hill on Broadway, Ruskayak High School. And 2 hours Fridays and 2 hours on Mondays, I think, we do yoga. I didn't know why, I just trusted my teacher. Because there's another Erica here. Erica, she was a librarian at Mount Wyland. She says, why don't you come and do yoga? I was working with the Friendship Center. Why don't you come and do yoga? I said, oh, okay. I just kind of cut away from Cree ceremony and all that, I just cut the line. And it was something that had to happen. I had to cut that. It's like I cut my hair at the same time. I had long braids, and I cut them off. And then I started doing yoga. And it was just the right thing, because by that time, I was so exhausted from parroting old people's teachings. I didn't have any of my own teachings. I was parroting what they were telling me. I was just become kind of like as a young person, a teacher for young people, for schools and all that. And now I just depended on what the old people told me. But I was just repeating it over and over again. And I was getting exhausted and tired of doing that. So I met Wangchuk and I started yoga. And the first thing that came out was the tiredness. The exhaustion came out of the body. I was just totally exhausted by that time. I was in my 40s. And slowly that tiredness, I would often fall asleep in Shavasana. I'd be snoring, disturbing the peace. One day, Wangchuk gives me a call and leaves a message, I don't know if it was her, but somebody left a message and they started saying, so tired. And then click hung up. And I couldn't find out who it was for about a month or two. I thought, who would do that? Somebody said I was really tired. As I realized, it's my teacher. She's reminding me how exhausted I was. She just did a trick for me. So I'm glad to be studying America now. Still in yoga with America on Tuesdays as much as I can. And, it really benefited me. For the 15 years I did it back in the 1990s, 1990s to 2000. So I did it for quite a while. And it really yoked my body to go into deeper meditation, sitting meditation. And I realized I needed to do yoga, otherwise if I went into deeper meditations which requires sitting for long hours, I wouldn't be able to. So that's my story, and I thank you for listening, and I really appreciate you inviting me here and doing these teachings. I tried to do my best here, and I'm glad I did it, because I realized I'm really stiff on the side of my torso. It's got shingles on the left side, my leg is really stiff, so I realized, wow. I found out that this one side is still compromised. So that's got down. I must stay. Yeah, this is really good to do on this land, because of the ancestors that are here. I'm sure, they met the yogis in the past, in Eastern tradition. there's a few of us that got into Eastern religion, Eastern tradition. But I just thank you for honoring this practice, because this practice is being explored through SIA, which I'm part of as well. And it's actually expanding into the First Nation communities, which is really amazing. I was really so happy to see that our communities are benefiting from yoga. Just so it's spreading. This practice is spreading, and I think it's just the perfect one for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't go to sweat lodges. A lot of people don't do sun dances, but a lot of people can just do yoga at home, can do yoga at home or in your own communities, in your community homes. So thank you very much. You guys honored this land, honored the people of this territory, Treaty 6. Hey, thumbs up.
Hi, Tess. Exactly the same thing as my piece.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us today, and it's wonderful to have you here. And so we just started planning about this event very recently, actually. So we were not completely ready what to do, how to do it, and nothing, no planning. So Erika just contacted us, and then Rachel and Shana, Dr. Pawa, so we came together and started planning more seriously. So when we were planning, things come up, okay, we need a park. Do we need to ask city of Saskatoon to get the permit for doing this? Oh yeah, we need to apply for a permit. Okay, let's do that. So yeah, we did that, they gave us the permit, and then okay, the next part was if someone is collapsed on the ground, if it's going to be hard or something, who knows what. So maybe somebody's broke the ankle or something. So are you ready for any compensation for health risk or something? Okay, let's go for an insurance. Okay. So we applied for temporary insurance for this event through cooperators, and we are insured. So don't worry. So take your time, do whatever you like. So all good. Then we thought about, okay, what would happen once we are done with everything? We can't let everybody go just like that. We'll have to give them some reward in terms of some maybe nice traditional Indian snacks or something. So I was just looking around what to find and how to find. So we needed funds for all these three items, big items I told you. So I looked around, and I work for FCL downtown here, and Co-op has been phenomenal in developing the communities. That's what they have, their vision, developing communities sustainably. That's what they call. So I approached Saskatoon Co-op and talked about this event, and they straight away gave me $200 to buy and all the stuff, the water, bananas, and everything else. So thank you, Saskatoon Co-op, for doing that. And the director said, more traditional, something more traditional from India or something. Okay. So I approached one of my friends who is an Indian grocer. He does Indian groceries on the 8th Street. The business is Pradesi Bazaar. Pradesi means the people who live in the foreign countries. So it's a bazaar for those people. And he was so nice that he gave us very traditional salty lentil and a laddu. Laddu is a very traditional dessert in India. If you go there, lots of laddus there. So thank you for Pradesi Bazaar for giving us those beautiful treats today. And of course, YWCA as well for sponsoring and supporting this event, So three big sponsors for this event: YWCA, Saskatoon Co-op, and Pradesi Bazaar. Please give a nice round of applause. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Enjoy your treats.